Welcome to Fortune Cookies. In this video, it's part 2 of the J-Lo Ben Affleck divorce. We're just taking a look at the two of them, seeing what they can do to maximize their experience out of this whole sad circumstance. So in my last video about J-Lo, I did say I was a fan of this. I really was hoping that they were going to go the distance, that it was going to be a good thing. I'm very sad for them that it didn't work out, but let's see what they can do to live their best life. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Tarot fam. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the other side of the equation. We're going to look at Ben Affleck. He is not my favorite guy in the whole world. I really was hoping that they would have, a great marriage, a great experience with this great blended family, a whole bunch of kids. You guys know, if you watch my channel, if I could have had 20 kids, I would have had a bazillion kids, but you can't afford a bazillion kids. But I really was hopeful for the two of them. Ben, he is not my favorite actor. I loved him in Dazed and Confused. He was great. Banyan was a complete jerk. I did like him in Dogma too. And oddly enough, I feel like he fits very well in Red Bank, New Jersey, where Dogma was filmed. So that's a Kevin Smith movie. If you haven't seen it, it's very cool. It's got all kinds of angels and crazy religious stuff in it. But it was filmed in Red Bank, New Jersey. I grew up not far from there. I actually went to high school in the next town over, and my folks still live right over there. So let's see how he's doing. This was all based on an article that came out the morning of September 3rd. J-Lo feels some bitterness about divorce since attempts to save marriage didn't matter to Ben Affleck. So let's see what the current state of Ben Affleck is. As always, please like, share, subscribe. You can also join my community down below. I do have memberships now. And if you'd like to get your own magical reading, there's a link in the description. And my digital academy is up and running. This has been something I've been meaning to do for a long time. I have a Lenormand course on there. I have a 3-day free tarot class that preps you beautifully for the Tarot 101 class that's going to be available this weekend. So just in time for school, the kids are back to school. Why don't you go back to school? Learn how to do what I do. It's going to be lots of fun. So let's pull up the card view and see what's going on with poor old Ben. So we're going to do same thing for Ben. We're going to do this nice Celtic cross. And there he is, Ace of Pentacles. I said in the last video, he had just purchased a house on J-Lo's birthday. Here, let me be specific. So, slowly moving into his home, which he bought on J-Lo's birthday before she filed for divorce. So he bought another house. He's where he wants to be, close to his kid in a neighborhood that he loves. He enjoys working too. He's very focused on the positive. So there we go. Ace of Pentacles with that Fool crossing, new beginnings. He is ready for adventure. Unfettered, free. The Fool in tarot is really unattached to everything. He is just going for broke and ready to have a great time. So, that I think is a great thing for him. Happy for him. What's under the surface? Under the surface is the Sun. I don't think he was very happy in the marriage. If we get the Sun card in reverse, that means that happiness is blooming. It's coming out. So I don't think this was a great match for him. Is she super hot? Yeah. Is she super fit? Yeah. Is she on the same level as him in terms of celebrity and wealth? Yeah. I think she actually had a bit more money, but I could be wrong. I'm not looking at that. This really just was not a good experience. And I did say in the last reading that I think that J-Lo really was trying to kind of motivate him into different things. And he's just at a different energetic feel right now. He's in a more pontoon kind of feel where she's in still that racing boat feel. She's still moving forward. She's still reaching for the brass ring. She still wants to accomplish something. She is very, very goal oriented. That's not to say that Ben is not goal oriented, but he just has more tame goals. Let's put it that way. He is not quite so amped up in the morning. He is not getting out of bed and drinking 3 espressos and rah, going to seize the day. He's going to get up and read the paper and maybe sit out on the veranda while he sips a tea, just not in an incredible rush. Like she feels very, very intense and fever pitch energy. She's really moving into things with her whole self. Whereas then again, this is not to say that he doesn't move into things with his whole self. It's just a very different energetic vibe. He is a very slow moving vibe. And we see that with the Ace of Pentacles here. In the past, we do have that Page of Wands. He may want to borrow from this energy from the past, this Page of Wands energy that moves a little bit quicker, is a little sparkier. He may want to do that just to infuse his life with some interesting stuff. Up top, Justice in reverse. He's not going to be happy about this article. He's not going to be happy about the presentation that he was any less than upstanding and really, really willing to give it a fair shot. So any of this information that comes out, about him, like, oh, he's kind of bitter. He didn't try. He didn't try. He's going to be really upset about that. In the immediate future, what do we get? We get the Knight of Wands. We're probably going to hear some back and forth in the media. We're probably going to get some kind of response in an article or maybe like an Inquirer spread with some pictures. Not the best thing to do when you're celebrity breaking up. I don't think they're going to be wrangling over the divorce, finalization of the divorce. It's not going to be money. It's not going to be houses. They're just going to go their separate ways. They're of an age where that's not going to make a difference. The money that they have is going to be reserved for their children, for their own interest, not for a potential spouse that they get in. If Ben was married to a 22-year-old that, didn't have her own life, didn't have her own career, yeah, we might be looking at a messier, uglier divorce. I think this is just going to be spitting back and forth a little bit. So under the surface, he feels like he did the right thing. This is the best move that he's ever made. It's the best decision that I made all year. That's what we're going to get in the last 5 years. The best decision I made is just go it alone. I'll be it alone. It's totally fine. Again, that Pentacles, very, very slow moving energy. Up here with the Three of Wands, this is probably, we get Matt Damon and maybe even Kevin Smith coming into the equation saying, hey, why don't we do something different? Dogma was a Kevin Smith movie, if you don't know that. This is more people coming to the fore to help him work in the future. But I don't think he's going to be acting. I've seen him much more behind the camera. It's not that day-to-day grind that he wants to do. The dietary things, the working out, none of that. He doesn't want to have anything to do with it. Oh my gosh, I've been drinking tea since like 7 a.m. Why am I yawning? Over caffeinated. Up here, the Eight of Wands, hopes and fears. The hope is that he's going to be able to return to that sustainable kind of plotting, deliberate energy that I feel from him. That is really what it is. And plotting, I don't think is a bad word. I don't want anyone to think that's a bad word, but it's a plotting energy. I am just seeing that JLo has 252 million followers. 252 million followers on Instagram. Holy moly. That's a lot. So, outcome, Six of Wands. If they get into this tit for tat on the tabloid tit for tat, that's a new thing, tabloid tit for tat. If they start to get into this, he's going to come off bad. So I think he needs to back off any kind of response or anything like that. If she wants to vilify him and make him look like a jerk, I think he should just take it on the chin, be a gentleman, and go, okay, it's fine. I get it. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, she's really thin too, guys. I get it that this article is not great. There's also a rumor that Ben is hanging out with RFK Jr.'s daughter, Kit Kennedy. We could take a look at that, and they were at, he's very involved in the Democratic Party. So, is this article like, oh, well, he's already moved on? Well, that's so what? Like, why wouldn't he? It's not like they're, trying to work out a co-parenting agreement or anything. Why shouldn't he move on? So let's see. So, for what it's worth, Ben's rep hit up people after this report about Kit Kennedy and said there's no truth to it. I don't even know if they know each other. So, let's see. Let's see. Poor Ben. Magician player. 5 of Cups. Queen of Cups. 9 of Pentacles. No, you know what? I don't think there's anything to this. I mean, 10 of Wands, like he's got enough on his plate. The 4 of Pentacles, he's got enough on his plate. Like if he was speaking with her, why not? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Ben got into politics at some point. Again, he is very active in the Democratic Party. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that. I think George Clooney may start to dip in more in a constructive and comprehensive manner into politics. His wife is already there. I think George is not yet done with acting. I think you have to be completely done with acting before you jump into politics as a career or a second career. Um, I think this was like a hi and goodbye kind of thing. I think somebody said, I saw them together and it was like they were shaking hands. I don't think there's much to this. It's a little too soon for him, but there's a but. I do think that he telegraphed some, yeah, like maybe later, maybe later, gal. I think for Kit Kennedy, like that's a big endorsement. That's like, oh, like you are on par with J Lo, Jenny from the Block. So, left her, and you're looking good, girl. So I think that that's fine. What does he need to do to live his best life? What does Ben need to do? He's got to sever from the drama. He's got to simplify his life and sanctify his life. So, sever from the drama. Don't feed into the drama. Get rid of all the complications in your life, whether that's, friends in common, pets in common, all of that. Sever all of that. Just go your separate ways and set up your own life. Set up your own independent castle. It doesn't mean completely change your life. It does not mean that. But there are aspects of his thinking process that he needs to completely divorce himself from. So the trope of being married and being in a relationship as a fulfilling lifetime, I think he needs to step away from that. And I do think that his children encouraged him to partner up. I think they saw him as a little bit lonely at one point, and they were like, yeah, like, not like hook up with J-Lo and let's have an amazing life. But, I think they didn't want him to be lonely. I think that slow plotting behavior of his sometimes can be seen as malaise. And with the issues he's had with substance abuse, I think that maybe everybody gets a little nervous if he's like staying home and just like flipping the TV channels and watching, the Red Sox game. I think that everybody gets a little bit nervous. I think his intimates get a little bit nervous, like, oh, he's not gonna, get into a situation here. So I think the kids really did encourage him and wanted him to have a fulfilling relationship. Even though they are quite young, they're not teenagers in high school. Well, they're not like college age students. So, sorry guys, that was a big yawn. So And I'm wondering if it's his energy that's coming through and like kind of making me very that there is a very lounge chair kind of vibe about him. And I think the lounge chair is great. I think, that's a good thing. He needs to eliminate a lot of busyness around his life. But this trope or the encouragement of others to have this, traditional coupling kind of thing, he doesn't have to buy into that. He doesn't have to have somebody in his house every night of the week. He feels like a singleton in terms of living. It feels like he's much more comfortable living as a single person. That doesn't mean not his kids. The kids come and go, but for the most part, like he wants to live in a place by himself. It sounds awful. It sounds selfish. It's not. Some people are like that. So, establishing that I think is going to be great. What's coming up for him in the future? Oh, yeah. This is a good thing. This breakup is really a good thing for him. And there's that Ace of Pentacles again. It's I- you know, I think the dynamic between the two of them, there's a lot of emotional dysregulation with this 10 of cups in reverse, this 9 of swords in reverse. This is anxiety, depression, but he gets it back. Stella gets his groove back with this king of cups, and we're released from the confines, 8 of swords. I think we're going to see the divorce go through pretty quickly, if not, like if it's not already, cut and dry and we just have to sign the papers. Another 8 of pentacles in reverse. These are places of stability, these eights. And this is the finalization of the divorce and moving on. We're coming out of a stagnant but stable period and moving into a more comfortable 6 of cups place of stability. You can see how the cards kind of move that way. This place of stability, we're stuck there because they're in reverse. We're not quite comfortable being in that 8 state of stability, but we go backward to 6 of cups, a place where we're much, much more comfortable. So that's what I see. Whew. Yawning away. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please comment down below. I will keep checking in on these two. Like I said, I was hopeful that this marriage was going to go the distance. I really did want to see them stick it out. I thought that would have been nice for them. It's always nice to have that, late summer romance come to fruition. So again, you want your own magical reading from me, down below there's a link. There's also a link to my digital academy where I have my Lenormand class and I have a free tarot class. By the end of this week, I will have the Tarot 101 class, the big one that's going to be out there. And I've got more classes coming. More courses will be available through the digital platform. So this is something that I'm going to start doing. I also think I'm going to do a recipe book for our Gregtoberfest. So it'll be a digital recipe book. It'll be all the recipes that I make during Gregtoberfest. I may even include the beer that we've had. So I hope you guys have a great day. We are in Gregtoberfest mode. It is a week away next Saturday. So we've got a lot of cooking to do. So I thank you all for your attention and being a part of my community. I'll see you in the future.